All right, this is OneLastMidnight back with another episode of Satisfactory. And last we left off, we had just gotten the alternate screw recipe, which I'm really excited about. But let's check out some things because we had left these machines running, and I just wanted to see how much we have. So we've got, you know, some modular frames built up. We also have another assembler over here plugging away at the, oops, wrong one. Where's the storage for this thing? Oh, here it is. Plugging away at the versatile framework. And so we have already a couple hundred. We need 500 for the space elevator. And then we need 100 of these automated wiring. And I'm probably not going to do that yet. I'm just going to focus on trying to get the screw factory done. But before we do that, I do want to unlock the rest of sulfur so I can blow up that one area. So I need some coal. Let me get some coal. And let me get this research. It's only going to take 3 seconds, so that's perfect. Get the black powder taken care of. Done. Okay, and now I need to make some black powder so I can do some explosing. Some explosives. Let me see here. Make some black powder here. And let me get this thing researched. This is 3 seconds again. Alright, now I can actually start working on the Noblisk explosives, and of course I'm going to need the detonator, which is a little bit more work to get taken care of. I can also unlock the rifle too, and rifle cartridges, which is really nice. Alright, I went ahead and made the stuff that I needed. Let's go ahead and get the explosives built. Oops, I'm gonna need steel pipes. Alright, have the steel pipes. Let's go ahead and research this. Okay, explosives are done, and I made the stuff that I needed to do the detonator, so let's make the detonator. Now, the detonator is going to take 3 minutes to research, and I'm going to have to build it afterwards, but that's okay. I'm going to have to make an explosive inside of an assembler, so let me just put down an assembler. Not really worry about the orientation that much, but let me just stick this down here. Set it to the Noblisk, and we're going to need black powder and steel pipes. I don't want to make too many of these. Let me just make, how about 4 or 5 or something, and I'll get this powered up really fast. Detonator is complete. Let's build the detonator really fast. What's it going to take to build that? Detonator. Okay, I need 5 object scanners to build a detonator. Jeez. Alright, I got the object scanners built. Let's get the detonator built. Alright, we have our explosives ready. Let's, I think I need to put them in my hand, right? Oh no, I just need to get the detonator. Yeah, here we go. Reload this thing. There we go. And then, yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Let's go ahead and set it off. Alright, we got that iron taken care of. So we have that pure iron mine set. Since I have a couple, 3 explosives left, let's go ahead and blow up the other caps on the other things. Oh, this, all this is quartz? Are you kidding me? Okay, so another pure iron mine, that's it. Alright, well that's all I have for now for explosives. We'll come back and we'll look up for more stuff to blow up later. But this is a good start on are explosive. We didn't really get anything exciting. I was hoping for like either a purple slug or something along those lines. The yellow slug's good. It's good to have the yellow slug. All right, let's get working on the factory. All right, the dimensions I'm going to need are going to be 7 by 9. And let's put out the miner. Okay, the miner is going to be here. Unfortunately, this mine is sitting a little bit farther back than I would have liked it to be, but okay. We're going to need a handful of resources before we get started, so let me get those built up. Okay, the first part of the screw factory has been complete. I've got the iron miner down, the Mark II miner, going into 8 smelters. And this is the configuration and the setup right here, which it goes into from the miner to a splitter, and then winds up splitting it off into each one. And then I've got the base kind of outline for the factory set up and configured already. And now I just need to start going vertical with this puppy. Alright, I laid down the second floor and I did the math, and it seems like I'm going to need about 20 constructors to be able to process this casted screws. So what I could do is I could put another level on here and go up. So I wound up taking one of these outputs. I'm going to have to get rid of another one of the outputs, so maybe I'll take this one. But one of the outputs is going to have to go up to the second level. And I think that's going to be enough to start filling this. I mean, it's not going to be efficient 100% right away, but eventually it'll all get backed up and then it'll be 100% efficient. All right, so the first 10 constructors are down. I have kind of wired this up so that the input would go on this, you know, corner off to the side over here where the mouse pointer is, and then come on down the constructors, and I did the same for this other side. And so I need to do another level and put another 10 constructors in. And then I need to put storage on top of that. So this is going to be a pretty tall building, but let's continue to keep building up and see where we go. All right, let's look at it here. So level 2 is done with the constructors. I finished level 3 with the constructors. I've started on level 4, which is going to be the storage. And I've got a couple lifts going up there. I've merged everything together. This is all looking pretty good. Now I need to work on the 4th story, which is, like I said, going to be storage. So let me start working on that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, storage is now built. I went a little crazy on the storage, but you know, it's supposed to be producing a lot of screws a minute, like a lot. I think it's like 1,200 screws a minute, and so I figured big, massive amount of storage might be in order. So ultimately, like I said, I have the conveyor lines going up into here. I can see that they're not connected, but we'll connect them in a minute into the storage. And then that storage will then offset and go down to the bottom of the facility. Just kind of like we have done on this other one over here. All I need to do is power it up and then start it up. And so let me go ahead and do that. And let's see if everything is running. All right, I got everything powered up except for the miner. So let's go ahead and power up the miner, and let's see if I wired this all up correctly. All right, miner's going. That should start feeding the smelters momentarily. And it looks like ore is going to all 4, so on both sides. Yep, okay. That's going to start producing ore. Or iron bars. Or ingots, whatever they're called. And that is going up to the second level, or third level. And let's make sure this is going up to the second level. Those are starting to flow into the second level. Not as quickly, but they will start producing more as we start getting backed up and this all gets evened out. Now, let's see here. Let's make sure that this is flowing up correctly. Haha! This is not flowing up correctly because I don't have it set up. Okay, that's flowing up correctly. That is stopped. Okay, let's see why it's stopped. This ore is getting backed up. Alright, missed something somewhere. Ingots are getting backed up. Okay, let's see what's going on this level here. Nothing is coming out. So, this is not connected up. And then I have a feeling the same is not connected up on the other side. Yes, this is not connected up. Okay, let's figure out why this is not connected up correctly. Okay, that's starting to flow. Alright, that's going into the line correctly. And just make sure the other side is going into the line correctly too. Yep, that's continuing to flow. Okay, let's come up to the second level. And no screw production is happening yet. Iron is going in slowly, and we're starting to make screws on this side. Okay, this is starting to get backed up. This is not flowing up to the third level. Let's find out why. Okay, that'll start moving those screws. Starting to get screws produced over here. Let's see, these screws are not getting up to the third level. Let's find out. No connection point. Okay, they're flowing up. Actually, those are going to the fourth level. Alright, let's go up to the third level and make sure the third level is producing screws. Okay, we have a backup because this is not connected. Those screws are starting to flow. So we have everyone producing screws here. Yep, everyone's producing screws. Everyone producing screws on this side. Yes, everyone's producing screws. We just need this connection point. Okay, good. Let's go up to storage level, fourth level. And let's start seeing it flow in. Okay, so this is flowing in to this first storage. And around the back, I have storage. This first storage is also outputting, and it's distributing to the rest of these storages. And eventually these will all start backing up, and I'll start getting screws coming down the final conveyor line and out of the building. But that's going to take a while to start building up and accumulating. But since I'm producing such a large quantity of screws, I don't think that is going to take too long to start seeing output coming through. So this is looking really smooth. I think that... Let's make sure these are both 3 lifts. And I think they are. They're both Mark III lifts. They're all Mark III lifts. Okay, good. There we go. We're starting to see nice flow coming in. This will start picking up soon as the production starts happening on both sides quickly enough. And I think I'm merging in correctly when it comes down to these other levels. I think I've got the screws going into the correct conveyor line so that it's producing or moving through efficiently enough. Like, this is producing 50, so this is going into a 60 line. Ooh. Yeah, Mark 1, 60 line, 60 line. This should be going into a Mark 2 line, right? So that's double. We'd be able to convert it. Then I've got this into a Mark 3 line, which is no problem. Why are these two guys not producing anything? Oh, they're the bottom of the barrel, right? They're the last in line. So as these guys start getting up to 100, eventually they'll start getting up to 100, right? They'll have an excess. So when that excess happens, everything should be okay. It should move through correctly. Like, this has an excess, so this is starting to get backed up. So this will offset all these other guys. Eventually this will all be running efficiently, but right now it's currently not. It's not something I'm too concerned about. We do have to run the conveyor lines down from the front, but I'm not seeing screws moving out of the building yet. I am starting to see them move up and over. There's one finally went into the last one. And eventually, I'll start seeing screws come through. I think the problem that I'm seeing right now is that screws are going into the third one, but the storage is set so that it won't actually output unless there's something on the bottom one. So right now it's getting moved up to the top. And if I look and come up to the top up here, I'll see screws starting to be stored on here, but I'm not going to see them until it finally gets down to the last one. So I'm going to have to wait for this facility to get filled up before I actually start seeing screws come out of it. But screws will eventually come out of it. I was going to take screws off of this side and move it down the conveyor line, but I wanted it to go into the storage facilities first. And so if I look at the first one, the first one should be accumulating a decent amount of screws. Fortunately, I didn't leave myself a way to get up there. Let me come up on this side. Right, so it's loading up and then sending out, immediately sending out. Which is to be expected, right? So it's going down and out. Oh! It's going down and out here and pushing everything out through the rest of the other storage line. Okay, good. Alright, so this will work. It's just going to take time to fill up, but we finally have our screw facility. This actually took 3.5 hours to build. You know, as long as we don't get backed up like this, the screws are getting backed up in here, and so I have to try to figure out why. This is a Mark II line. It should be going into... This should be a Mark III line, that's why. This should be going into a Mark III line. Good, and that should offset correctly into the other Mark III line. And that should be able to merge everything correctly. Good. It's doing what I expect it to do. It's just working, you know, I was about to say slowly, but it's working the way that I expect it to work. I mean, screws are getting produced on all levels. And eventually I will start seeing screws output out of the main side of the facility. There's a little bit more work to be done in the facility. I got to put the rest of the walls in. I need to put some ladders in or some stairs in. But ultimately, everything is working fine. Screws are going up the way that I expect them to go. Let me go ahead and put in those lifts on this side. And I actually want to put in Mark III lifts so I can get them out of the facility as fast as possible. Until I have the Mark IV lifts, that is. Alright, good. And that's it. That's our screw facility. Let's see where we're at before I leave and close off. We've spent 3 hours working on this. Let's see if we have the final component. Or it's not the final component, but the next component for the space elevator. And we almost do 100, 200, 300, 450. We're just shy 25 to be able to send off the next item in the space elevator. And then I need to work on that final automated wiring to unlock tier 5 and 6. And I think before we go into tier 5 and 6, which is all oil related stuff, I think what we should probably do is finish off the pipe factory, which I want to make the pipe factory over here. It's going to be off of this iron mine, and we've got the mine right here, and we can make a pipe factory. We'll push it out this direction since we're getting a little bit cramped on this side, and get the pipe factory complete. And then once the pipe factory is complete, we'll go back, finish the space elevator, get tier 5 and 6 unlocked. I would like to go back sometime, I don't know when, but revamp this section, and then also revamp this, because I'm able to go to a Mark II miner, which I think I have a Mark I miner on it, on this one right now. I believe this is a Mark I miner. Let's see here. Yeah, that's a Mark I miner. So I can increase this to a Mark II miner, which means I can double the production of this facility. And I'm just going to have to figure out how we want to set this facility up, right? We've got 3 items being produced here. We're going to have more items that we're going to have to produce. Well, we are actually going to need a lot more of these items, because the next tier, to unlock the next tier of stuff, tier 6 and 7, we're going to need a lot of copper related circuit boards and that type of stuff, which takes all kinds of copper related items. So all right, well, thank you guys for joining me. Really appreciate it. If you like this, hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'd love to have you in the community. And if you want to follow me in any of my social media, you can find the links in the description below, and make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I go live and when I post new videos. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.